It's no secret that the past couple of weeks have been challenging for me. I've encountered things I never anticipated, and I've been pushing myself to the limit physically and mentally at the cabin. And in an attempt to get my head out of the stressful events that have been going on, I spent the morning prepping firewood for the cold season and cleaning and general maintenance. And right when I was in the middle of it, I heard rattling on the locked door as if someone was trying to break in, which is obviously not normal since I'm in the middle of the woods. As I slowly approached the door, I realized it was a whole group of people. They showed up on private property without warning and told me they were from the town and that I was in several violations and carrying out illegal acts. I felt like a deer in headlights as they threw out unfamiliar terminology that I wasn't even sure was real, and it was mostly based on assumptions that they were making about my lifestyle. They were asking me leading questions when they knew I wasn't the property owner and that my partner Kyle is. They informed me that they have been watching our videos, which is probably what they're basing everything off of. And when I went to walk away to find service and call Kyle, they tried to go inside, to which I refused their request. They proceeded to push for that and then told me they would be mailing papers to my house and threatened to board the structure up and not allow me inside. As you can imagine, I was completely taken by surprise, as there was no scheduled visit. This was just a breaking point for me with all of the stuff I've been dealing with, and on top of that, they wouldn't hear me out on any explanations and kept pushing their agenda. At that moment, I felt helpless, so once they left, I went down to the river to try to calm down. I've never seen the river so murky before. It did rain last night, but I've still never seen the conditions like this. There's a quote, "The mind is like muddy water. You need to let it settle and calm, and then the opaque will become transparent." And I just went down to the river to clear my mind so I could think straight and make sense of all of this. My reaction surrounding this situation stemmed from fear of the unknown, fear of what will happen next. I'm horrified of the financial burdens of this if it goes through. It's not good to spend time worrying. Whether you worry or you don't worry, what's going to happen will happen, so why suffer in advance? I need to focus on solutions here. There's never a meal without someone begging for a sample. Paw? Kiss? You're so smart. Before too long, I'm gonna start trading salads in for soups. Just get into that time of the year. I went to our house afterwards because being on the cabin property was giving me gut-wrenching anxiety. I just focused on filling orders for my small business because it brings me so much joy and felt really therapeutic. If I stopped and sat still, even for a little bit, my mind would race all over the place with crazy thoughts, and that's when I realized slowly that this experience really impacted me negatively on many levels. Right around this time, it started storming for days and knocking early autumn leaves off the trees, reminding me of the concept of letting go. With life being so crazy right now, I am beyond grateful that I have such a nice mattress to rest and sleep on here at the house. Birch mattresses are crafted with organic and natural materials that have been sustainably sourced. They're free from polyurethane foams, which can cause harmful off-gassing, and are also free from fiberglass, which can be harmful to your health. I ordered the Birch Luxe Natural Mattress, a premium upgrade to their original well-loved Birch Natural Mattress. So I've had this mattress for a couple weeks now, and what I like most is that the comfort level and quality of this mattress surpasses anything I've ever owned. It was simple to purchase online and easy to set up by myself here in the house. It was important for me to choose a Birch mattress made with natural and organic materials because I can sleep soundly knowing I'm avoiding harmful off-gassing that can occur from polyurethane foam. With your Birch mattress, you get a 100-night sleep trial along with a 25-year warranty. The best part about this is that Birch delivers your mattress right to your door for free in the US. They also offer in-home setup and removal to make your buying experience as convenient as possible. I love my new Birch mattress, and I think you would too. If you're looking for a new bed, check out Birch Living. Visit birchliving.com/AllieMarieBrown to get 20% off a Birch mattress, plus 2 free Eco Rest pillows. And thanks again to Birch Living for sponsoring this video and helping me get through this week. Back at the cabin now after a couple days, and since Kyle has put out a video explaining this and we've talked to some people, it's becoming really clear to me that these people did trespass. They showed up unannounced, walked right by our no trespassing signs that are clearly posted all over the entrances, just as a further precaution and to really show and reinforce and reiterate that this is private property. I'm going to chain off the entrances. We could have done this in the past, but it makes it such a hassle every time we come here, and it's unfortunate that it has gotten to this point. There's 2 entrances that I'm going to install these at, and still working through what the next steps are and figuring everything out. Well, interestingly, it looks like the previous landowner had a cable that was in the woods, so just dug that out, and there is a lock over there. And of course, the chain I got doesn't reach. I haven't really been able to think straight with all of the stuff going on, so I'm going to combine the 2 chains for the other entrance to make sure it reaches, and I have padlocks for that, but yeah, I think I'm good to take this off because there is this cable here that I never knew about. Oh no. After that, I went back to the house again and spent time reminiscing on the whole cabin journey. I sat outside and then watched a few videos I had made at the very beginning of my channel about self-care and recreated my avocado mask that I used to do all the time. I've been meaning to get back into more facial care, and things like this are helping me stay preoccupied while Kyle is away. I'm in limbo right now. Seriously, there's no clarity yet. Waiting for an official letter from the townspeople explaining exactly what is wrong. But I have been thinking about this a lot. By now you've probably seen Kyle's video. He has a very articulate explanation of the circumstances, and I gave a little bit of input too. I'm borderline devastated with this situation. My heart and soul are deeply connected to the cabin. It was a place of complete transformation for me in a multitude of ways. I developed skill sets with building and gardening. I started a small business and discovered a lifestyle that made me feel enriched, fulfilled, excited. Another chunk of my emotion towards this has been the fear of losing that. And the truth is, I won't. I would lose the property, and that hurts. But I am still me, and all the lessons I learned can be taken with me here to this house, to this property. And the beautiful thing is, this house is a cabin. It's an A-frame cabin, but we have utilities, we have easier to work with land, and we still have the privacy and a river and fields and forests. So it did start feeling a bit odd to have two places that were so similar and so close in proximity. And that was never the plan, but life works out in ways you may not ever expect. As you know, if you've been following, when we were renovating the cabin, we lived out of a very, very small apartment. Since we can't and couldn't live at the cabin full time, we had the talk of, why are we paying so much for this small place that we're not going to own the apartment? And we both fell in love with this place. Ever since I met Kyle, our life has been split between two places. It was the office and the apartment, and then it was the apartment and the cabin, and then the cabin and this cabin, our house. Having to always think about the maintenance of two places, shopping for groceries for both, trying to ensure you're not wasting food. It's just a lot. You never feel like one place is really home. It's so important to see the positives in the scenarios you're dealt in life. The idea of amor fati, part of Stoicism, love of fate. No matter what you throw on a fire, it's fuel for the fire. Choosing to always see the good in what's thrown at you, or at least perceiving it as necessary in your journey overall to get you to where you need to be. You know, that this place, beyond what I've already mentioned, we can have animals. This can be a very legitimate homestead. I feel really great about that. I have real sun exposure here compared to deep in the pines at the cabin. I want to have a greenhouse here too that can run all year long, and I can really produce not only more of what we eat, but what I can use in my products. To be honest, I feel like I got really just sucked into off-grid life and was really only showing you guys that side of my life. You know, it was me, it is me, and I got so hyper fixated on the off-grid life that my channel only reflected that portion of my life. I'm so much more than that. I love travel and hiking and the habits I have there, but bringing them elsewhere just was such a big part of me that it just, yeah, my happy place, that's all I cared to share, I guess. And so I want to release myself from this idea that I can only share the cabin. I'm so excited to keep documenting life with this new mindset and the big DIYs that are going to be happening here. I mean, this place is in rough shape. The whole exterior is basically rotting and everything in here is beat up. We're on the cusp of really diving into this house and embracing it fully, and it's going to be an incredible thing. And that's not to say this is the end of the off-grid cabin right now. It's not. I'm still going to spend time there, soak it in. I have so many harvests. Things that I've never grown before are really getting close to being ready to be eaten, and just practicing my craft further with herbalism and foraging. I hope this makes sense. I'm obviously very sad, but I also do feel renewed in a way. Like there's this big shift coming, and it's a good one. The updates will come as they happen. Regardless of the chaos, I feel immense gratitude for all of this, for all of you, for my life. And you know what they say, you can't control always what happens to you, but you can control your reaction. We'll figure this out one step at a time. Everything happens as it should.